Well, hello there, Cryptowisers. It's your old friend Milty here with another video. Today, we gotta talk about Pyth Network. Pyth Network, definitely one of the biggest crypto projects to launch in a very long time. The token launch for Pyth actually happened while I was working on this video here. These Solana projects will make you rich. So I did mention it in that video, but because the airdrop had just happened, I didn't really go into detail about Pyth. But this project cannot be ignored. Now, one of the reasons why I didn't rush out to make a Pyth Network video until now is because I don't think it's one you need to rush out and buy, even though I do think it is a must own for this next bull cycle. At the end of today's video, I will be explaining how I am going to be dealing with Pyth, what my strategy is for adding Pyth when I am going to look to buy. But it's definitely a project we need to talk about because it is legitimately a competitor to Chainlink. Maybe the first Oracle project that is truly a competitor to Chainlink. And we all know how huge Link is. So today's video is going to be about Pyth Network, what it is, why it's so important, what I think its potential is, and my strategy for how and when I'm going to be buying Pyth. Now, if you didn't watch this past video, These Solana Projects Will Make You Rich, which I put out about a week ago, I highly suggest that you go and watch that because there are a bunch of Solana airdrops that have not happened yet. And I talk about those projects in that video and what you need to do to be able to qualify for those airdrops. Now, a lot of people made a lot of money on that Pyth airdrop, and there is more airdrops coming in Solana. So make sure you watch that video. A very warm welcome to any new Cryptowisers who are new to this channel, because my last video that I just put out a couple of days ago, this one 100x GameFi crypto projects, had a ton of viewers compared to our most recent videos. So I thank you all and I thank the new subs. It is so amazing to see the energy coming back to crypto. It has been a while since there's been this much positive energy around crypto, and Cryptowise is here to bring you all the information you need, not just today, but in the coming year. So if you haven't already, please do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and most importantly, make sure at some point in this video you drop us a comment. Let me know what you're doing. Do you already own Pyth Network? Did you get the airdrop? Were you one of the lucky few that got the airdrop? If not, what's your strategy going to be? What do you think of my strategy? This is not a one-way road, people. This is a crypto conversation, so make sure you bring those comments to each and every one of our videos. We want to hear from you. This channel is all about building community and building crypto conversation. And while you're at it, make sure you're following us on X/Twitter at CryptoWiseGuys. That's at CryptoWiseGuys. Always love to hear from Cryptowisers over on X. All right, guys, without further ado, let's jump right into this. Pyth Network. As I'm not going to spend too much time explaining what Pyth Network is. Most people in crypto understand oracles and how they work, but I am going to just kind of go through quickly for those of you who don't know that, but also talk about like what makes Pyth different and why there's so much excitement around it. So Pyth is a blockchain oracle for market data. I found this great article on Medium that does a good job of explaining it very quickly. This is from someone named Clement Chen. So thank you, Clement Chen, for this article. Pyth Network, a powerful oracle that leverages the power of Solana. So one of the major differences here is that what they did was use the Solana technology to be able to create much faster oracles, because the oracles that existed weren't quite fast enough for Solana. As we know that Solana is the fastest blockchain. That's kind of how they sell themselves, as fast and cheap. So Pyth Network is, you can think of it essentially as the Solana of oracles, in that it is saying that it's going to be faster and cheaper. So if Chainlink is the Ethereum of oracles, Pyth Network is the Solana of oracles. So just quickly now, blockchain itself does not pull real world data to the chain. An oracle pulls the real world data on chain, feeding the data to smart contracts so that the contracts can be executed. These real world data can be prices, volume, or even weather. Pyth Network is an oracle project that stands out among others due to its design and mechanism. There are three central reasons why why Pyth is a project that may just change the current of the future. 1, lower expenses and higher speed made possible by Solana. Solana's high TPS makes on-chain aggregation of price faster. In addition, while on-chain aggregation on other chains may be costly, Solana's low gas fees also brings down Pyth's expenses. 2, higher data quality made possible by protocol design. Pyth's Oracle protocol, different from other oracles, makes the data providers face slashing risk. In addition, Pyth's data providers are exchanges and large trading firms who face more reputation risks. These designs ensure the authenticity of the data and reduce the incentive for data providers to provide untruthful data. 3, development team talent. Pyth is developed by Jump Trading's talents. Jump Trading is a high-frequency trading firm who understands the need for fast and authentic market data. So that's a pretty good breakdown of the 3 kind of main things that make Pyth different. As DeFi grows and as blockchains grow, I think this idea of speed is going to be very necessary in the same way that we imagine why Solana could be very useful in the future. If we're using crypto for transactions, like thousands to millions of transactions per second globally, then being able to increase speed of these oracles is going to be essential, and to decrease the cost of that. Right now, part of the main cost of Ethereum is paying the oracles for the information, and right now that's very costly over on Ethereum. So Pyth is making that cheaper and is doing it faster, which is why they really are the first, I think, true competitor to Chainlink. So this article does a good job of explaining all that. I'm not going to bother reading through the whole thing, though. That's basically the gist of it. Just know that oracles are an essential part of making crypto what it is. You need something to be able to take information that is off-chain, put it on-chain, and you got to be able to trust that information. That is crucial. And Chainlink really has been the king in this space. But if you were around for the last bull cycle, there were a lot of other Oracle projects that came out that a lot of people got excited about. A lot of people thought, look, Chainlink can't be the only one. There's got to be other competitors out there. And so because Chainlink had done so well, there was a lot of money to be made in just betting on the other oracles. Now, most of them have not fulfilled that potential or promise, but from a price standpoint, a lot of them went up very high in the last bull run just on the potential. So looking at the top Oracle coins by market cap here on CoinGecko, obviously Chainlink by far number 1, market cap 7.8 billion. You've got Teller tributes, banned protocol. So I'm just going to highlight the ones for me that in the last bull run really people got super excited about. Banned protocol was one of those. If you look banned, is a decent project, but if we just look at the chart quickly, you see that in around January of 21, when the market was kind of really going crazy, it had already one spike when it launched and then it crashed. But 21, it went over $20. It's down at 141 now, but that was pure just speculation because Chainlink had taken off. It was the leader, kind of the fastest token last market. So it really led the altcoins last bull run. I remember this very clearly. If we see here, this is kind of early May of 2020. So right after the COVID dip, Chainlink was really the first one. It went from under $4 and it went all the way to $20 when no other altcoins were really pumping that hard. It led the altcoins, even ahead of Ethereum. It was the altcoin where everyone was like, uh-oh, something is going on here. Is crypto bull run coming back? And then it went down, but then it peaked over $50 last bull run. And Chainlink, to me, it's a blue chipper. It's a must own. I do see it being one of the leaders in price movement for this altcoin season. Again, I could see it reaching its last all-time high faster than other altcoins, leading the market and finding new all-time highs. I foresee kind of a $100 link in this bull run. I think that is definitely in the cards. But because Link is such a strong project and because Oracle's such a strong use case, we have been waiting and waiting and waiting. Is any other Oracle going to be able to compete with Chainlink? Banned Protocol was not it. We thought maybe it was going to be Banned Protocol. AP13, that had a lot of hype last cycle. That was not it. And you can see there on the chart of AP13. A couple of other ones, Dia, that was also, that had its time in the sun where you see Dia went all the way up to $5 at some point. It's down at 29 cents. Another one this was actually crazy because a lot of people thought that DOS Network, this was kind of one of the few Oracle plays out there with Chainlink in the early days. A lot of people thought that this was going to overtake Chainlink. As you can see here, their bull run for DOS was early. It was kind of basically Chainlink went off, and because DOS was around as an Oracle play, people went crazy for it. It reached almost 40 cents, and now it's down. It's like 0.0009. And I think that, to me, this project is dead. But you can see just in terms of the narratives, Oracle has always been a strong narrative from price standpoint. So you can see, like, even just promising the Oracle narrative, you can see how high these prices can go up. And if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you know that I was high on Kylan Network, which is kind of dead too, but that was supposed to be the Oracle play for DOT, and I got really excited about that because obviously you know that I love DOT on this channel. But so yeah, there is a long history of Oracle plays that have said they are going to be the Chainlink killer, or they're going to be able to compete with Chainlink, and they've all failed. I have to say, though, that Pyth Network is by far the best one to come out, and I think has the best chance to compete with Chainlink. But even if they become just the Solana to Ethereum, if they become that to Chainlink, I think they're a must own as well. Because I don't think I see Chainlink going down. I think Link as first mover advantage. They've got great tech. They've got great innovation coming. They actually just launched version 2 of their staking. If you have priority staking with them, not everyone does, but they just move over to version 2 of their staking. Obviously, everyone is excited about their cross-chain CCIP, where they are going to try to be the leaders in interoperability for blockchains. So I don't see Chainlink going anywhere. I think it's going to be a huge project in this next bull run. But I think Pyth also is going to be huge. I think even just pure narrative, they have come on the scene in the way that we saw L1s come on the scene, where you finally had DOT and Ethereum, Cardano, Avalanche. You had these other layer ones last bull cycle that were legitimate, not threats to Ethereum, and maybe not even peers, but actually legitimate layer ones or layer zeros that have great tech, that are doing different things than ETH is, and I think are going to survive with Ethereum. I see that with Pyth Network and Chainlink. So the main question you're probably asking yourself is, Milty, if you love Pyth so much, why aren't you buying it right now? Okay, very good question. I unfortunately did not get the airdrop. So essentially, look, if you're new to crypto and you're like, what the heck is an airdrop? Basically, a lot of projects, when they launch their token, they'll give a bunch of that to their community that has helped support it, to build it, have been using the project before the token launches, and that kind of gives them a foundation of a community to reward the community with some of that token right off the bat. So last week, Pyth Network launched their token and did a major airdrop for anyone that was using protocols that uses Pyth as their oracle. So all of Solana DeFi essentially use Pyth Network as their oracle. And so if you had been doing a lot of DeFi in Solana, you would have probably been eligible to have some free Pyth. Now, in this case, you had to claim it. There was a web page you had to go to and claim it. But a lot of airdrops, actually, they'll just that token will just appear in your wallet if you qualify for whatever parameters they set for being able to qualify for their airdrop. So that is the reason I'm not buying right away, is because the bulk of the tokens out there right now were just airdropped to people, which literally means they got it for free. So right now, Pyth Network's at 43 cents a token. Its market cap is at about 650 million. The circulating supply of Pyth, there's going to be a max supply of 10 billion. The circulating supply right now is at 1.5 billion. So a very small fraction of the max supply is out there. And the bulk of that was just given to people for free. So what we have seen in the past with airdrops is usually, now this has not been the case so far with Pyth, but what usually happens is because those tokens go to all these people for free, it's basically free money for them. We see a huge kind of, once it finds its price, we see a drop. then shortly after, and then as it's dropping, people kind of freak out and they're, because no one knows really where the value of the token should be at this point. And so because it was free money, a lot of people end up selling. But as we can see here from the chart of Pyth, it's actually, I think, been the strongest airdrop token I've ever seen. So the airdrop happened after a couple of days. It kind of was in the 30s, in the 30-cent range, but then it just went up from there. It went almost to 55, and then it started coming down from 55, all-time high just under 55. When it started coming down, I thought more people who got the airdrop would sell. It went down under 40 again, but now it's creeped back up to 43. So unfortunately, I've been waiting for this drop here for Pyth Network that hasn't come yet. I was hoping it would drop even down to maybe close to 20 cents. That hasn't happened, but that's okay because I have a longer term strategy here with Pyth. But just for example, just to kind of show you an example here, this is the Uniswap token chart, okay? So I was part of, I started using Uniswap long before the token came out. And so I was lucky enough to get a bunch of Uni airdropped to me. And that happened in September of 2020. And so the airdrop happened. It was crazy. People went crazy for it. As you can see, the price kind of spiked, but dropped right away because this was kind of also one of the first huge airdrops. People weren't used to getting these kind of free money or holding on to it. So a lot of people sold right away. They were just like Christmas come early. But as you can see, this is the weekly chart. The next basically 4 to 6 weeks after the airdrop, the price just went down and it just kept trying to find the bottom. And it finally stabilized around just over $2. I held through this whole time, and then you see it kind of went up from there. Now, the timing of the Uniswap token was much different in that by the time we got to December of 2020, we were well into the bull run, and then Uniswap really took advantage of that timing because it became one of the major tokens in the last bull run. And then it went, as you can see, it went all the way up to about $44 and has come down. But I was expecting this kind of post airdrop dip that we aren't getting right now in Pyth, at least so far. But because it's free money out there, you never know. I am expecting at some point maybe a sell-off. A bigger sell-off of people who are holding on to it just to see if it's going to go, and maybe if it gets boring and just plateaus, maybe they'll sell off. That does not seem to be happening. So what do? Do you just jump in? Do you just say, F it, I really want Pyth Network in my portfolio, I'm going to buy some now? Well, if that's what you want to do, you do you. DCAing is always an option with something that you're going to hold long term. For me, I looked at the tokenomics and I just wanted to kind of have a sense here. Maybe is there going to be an opportunity coming up to get in? And I think with Pyth, there's a clear timeline to wait on, and that is the first unlock. So understanding the tokenomics of Pyth here, it's basically a governance token. So you basically, by owning it, you get to have a say in all the decisions for the Pyth DAO. You get to be part of the Pyth DAO. So this is the very important part here for me, at least. And look, crypto is crazy. So, you come up with a strategy, you come up with a thesis for these things, and sometimes it really just the opposite happens and you just never know. But you got to make basically your best decisions based on the probability that you think will happen. So right now, the bulk of the tokens that are out there are the airdrop tokens. As you can see, the token distribution is this. There's publisher rewards, ecosystem growth, protocol development, community and launch, and private sales. So the community and launch, that was the airdrop. That's all out there now. Now, for the next 6 months, that's going to be the Pyth token that's out there. But there's going to be unlocks on Pyth at 6 months, 18 months, 30 months, and 42 months, which is great. It means that the whole circulating supply is not going to be out there for another 42 months. But what's interesting about these unlocks is that 6-month number to me, because as you can see from this chart, after 6 months, there's going to be a huge unlock. So you're going to have ecosystem growth tokens out there. Publisher rewards tokens will be out there. Private sale is going to get some, and that is the doozy. It's the private sale. The guys that got in very early, very cheap. In 6 months, they're going to get their first set of tokens, and they're going to be waiting on way more tokens in the future. So I think that is a pretty much guarantee, especially if we're at the beginning of the bull market and Pyth is doing well. I definitely think those private people are going to sell there. I think there's going to be a lot more selling pressure here at the 6 month. And then you see the next unlock isn't for another 18 months. So if we look out 6 months from now is basically around the Bitcoin halving. If there's a big unlock there won't be one for another year. The year after the halving is usually the hottest, frothiest time in crypto. So I'm looking at this 6 month unlock as my chance to get in. Now I'm taking a chance, there might not be the dip I'm thinking. If a dip comes earlier, I'll be ready to buy up of some. I am looking more closer to the 20-cent range for me to start coming in, but I am very interested in seeing what happens in this 6 month unlock. So that is my Pyth strategy. Because of the timing of it, basically that 6 month unlock coming around when the halving is going to happen, and then the full year till the next unlock, when that should be the frothiest part of the bull market, I think Pyth could have a huge year, huge run up from that 6 month, between the 6 month and the 18-month unlock. So that is my strategy on Pyth. Either way, I think this is a must own. I'm adding it to my Oracle list. Chainlink to me must own. And now Pyth Network to me is the only other Oracle worth owning. Going back to this list of these older Oracle projects, the bands or whatever, they all have a community that will fight for them, and a lot of people holding on to bags that they still believe in. For me, I'm not going in on any of these other ones. To me, right now, unless something else comes out, it's going to be Chainlink and Pyth Network for Oracles. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. But hey, celebration. Marv is coming back to the channel. Marv and I are going to be doing a video in the next couple of days together. So I'm going to get Marv's take on the crypto market. What the heck is Marv been up to? So that's going to be very exciting. If you liked this video, if you found it useful, do me a favor, please. Can you smash that like button? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and give me your 2 cents in the comments. What do you think of Pyth? What's your strategy going to be? Do you think I'm crazy to wait the 6 months? Are you just buying now? Are you just holding your nose and buying at whatever price it is? Or do you think Pyth is just going to end up like all these other Oracle projects, just dead, and Chainlink is really the Oracle king and always will be, and there will not be room for anyone else? Let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, if you're on X, Twitter, find us there at Cryptowise, guys. Give us a follow and let us know what you're into. What altcoins are you buying? Which ones are you selling? Let's get this crypto conversation going. All right, guys, that's all for this time. As always, I'm Milty saying over and out.